I watched this reel that you did where you talked about your ayahuasca journey. Tell us about that.
The reel that I did, I was actually talking about a shamanic journey where I wasn't taking ayahuasca on that one. But yeah, I think I took ayahuasca for the first time, maybe like 2008, 2009. And
what if someone doesn't know what ayahuasca is, just in case?
Okay. Ayahuasca is a hallucinogenic brew that comes from the Amazon that was originally used by a shaman to, like, you know, help people. And the story I got told was that it was actually the shaman that drank the brew, and then he would find maybe cures for people, or he would get messages or visions that would help the people in his tribe. Someone might be ill and he'd find out what was wrong with them, or someone might be having a problem and he'd be able to, like, help them to get cured. And yeah, probably in the last 20 years or so, it's been increasingly used by Western people to, I suppose, get a deeper insight into themselves, or to sort out some of their own issues. And yeah, the first time I did it, I went to the Amazon in Brazil, and yeah, I only knew one at that time. I only knew one other person who'd taken it. I'd never heard of it. Like, the first time I heard of it was at Burning Man 2007, and someone started telling me this story about how drinking ayahuasca had changed their life, and like how, like, you know, they'd had all these visions and found out loads of amazing stuff about themselves. So I was like, oh yeah, I want to try that. And it was sold to me almost as a quick fix. Like, if you've got issues in your life, don't need to go for like 3 years therapy. You can just go and drink ayahuasca and it will just sort all your shit out. And I was like, I'm sold on that.
Quick fix, go.
Yeah, quick fix. I'll have that. Yeah, I've not got time to do loads of therapy. And and I was obviously, you know, being someone who liked psychedelics and had, you know, had a lot of history of taking psychedelics from a very young age, was also drawn to that aspect of it as well. And I got there, and the first night I drank it, didn't work. I drank like 3 cups of ayahuasca, and there was 4 people doing it with us, and everybody else was like having some amazing time. One guy was talking to God, like another woman was like screaming and, like, you know, almost like convulsing. Another lady was like almost like orgasming, and like when she was like, and I was there going, nothing, like, not feeling anything here. And then we did it a second night, and they gave me like even bigger cup. They started off like, the first cup was like the 3 doses that I had the night before, drank that, nothing, had another one. And I was like, it just doesn't work, does it? Like, I've paid all this money to come to like Brazil to sort my issues out, and it's not even working. And the shaman who I did it with, I went back for a 3rd cup. I was like, I need another one. And she went, I'm not giving you another one. I was like, why? She goes, come with me. And she took me into the bathroom. She goes, look at your eyes. And my eyes were like massive. Do you know what I mean? Like, she goes, the medicine, she said, is working. She goes, it's working. She goes, your brain is like stopping it. It says your mind is like controlling the experience, and you're not letting go. You're not allowing yourself to, like, you know, have the experience. And she said, I'm going to give you something that your mind can't control. And I was like, okay. And she says, you might hate me after I've done this. She goes, you might think I'm the worst person in the world. She goes, because this could take you to your, like, the darkest place in your life. And I thought, oh, sounds fun.
Fun.
And she gave me this salvia divinorum it's called. And the salvia basically can take your consciousness out of your body, and it can take you to a dark place. But as she explained to me, she said, your consciousness will return and you'll be back in your body, and your body then will know it's safe for your consciousness to leave your body, and you can have the ayahuasca experience. And she gave me this salvia to smoke, and I remember I was laid down on this couch and I smoked it, and she said, you got to hold it in. Smoked it, held it in, like, and I don't even remember blowing the smoke out. And like, it took me back to like being in my back garden when I was a little kid. And I was there in my back garden underneath the washing. And I was like, fucking hell, what's going on here? And like, I was there like only for like, I had no conception of time, but all of a sudden, like, something stamped on my head. And like, then I was back in the room, and like, I wasn't on the couch anymore. I was on the mid of the floor, and people were holding me down. And I was like, fucking hell, what went on there? And you know, she said it takes you back to a traumatic like part of your life. And there was an incident where I'd like broke my sister's toe in the back garden and everyone was screaming at me. Do you know what I mean? And I think it took me back to that sort of time. And then I drank the ayahuasca like the next night. And I think because I'd allowed myself to go, then I had a really beautiful ayahuasca journey. I was meeting bird-headed people. They were telling me about my relationship with my mum and my dad. Like they were talking about me taking cocaine, and like I pretty much after that stopped taking cocaine. That was like definitely a life-changing thing for me. It helped me with my relationship with my parents. Helped me, I think, to be a better boyfriend. Like it gave me a lot of insights into my life and where I needed to change things. And you know, it wasn't like people say, oh, it can be really life-changing. I don't think I realized at the time like what had happened, because the things that it put in place definitely like set me on almost like a different path. It was like I was going one way and it sent me like another way, but in a quite subtle way. Like it wasn't like my life changed like overnight, but it sent me on a different path.